just open your Excel application. Okay, just the way I did. This is called the one which hopefully all of you are able to view my screen, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, no?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Okay. Now in here, whatever has got opened up, this particular Excel application, you can see it's been given a default name as book 1. Now, as in, okay, the name is given, but in general, we'll be calling it as an Excel workbook. Okay. Now, Excel workbook has got, it can have a single sheet or it can have more than one sheet. Okay. It's been by default given as the name as sheet 1 and sheet 2 now. So I can call it as worksheet or merely sheet is also fine. Just for example, think of a physical book in front of you, okay? Maybe a story book or whatever. The whole book, like the book is a collection of all pages, right? So similar way, collection of sheets or worksheets is a workbook. Got it? Collection of sheets or just one sheet also could be there is a workbook. Okay. Now, in here, yesterday itself, we would have seen in our PPT that it's a grid structure, right? Yes, it is a grid structure. I can see rows over here. Rows have been numbered from 1, they have been numbered 1, 2, 3, 4. And your columns have been numbered in alphabeticals, okay? Rows in number and your columns in alphabets. And each one of this is called a cell, okay? C-E-L-L, cell. Okay, now if I want to know the location of this particular cell, a cell, like as in whenever my mouse, like I am just hovering my mouse and I'm selecting any particular cell, it could be empty, it could have a value, like here it's having the value as cell, right? I can see whatever value is the current cell or the activated cell or whichever, let me put it as active cell, the one which we are selecting. Whatever value it has got, whether it could be a date, it could be a text value, it could be a number, anything. In general, I'm talking about the 3 basic data types, your number or your text or your date. That will be very much displayed onto my formula bar. This is called a formula bar. Okay. In case if the cell is having a particular formula, like say, suppose I have got 2 numbers or maybe 10 numbers like this. 1, 2, 3 until 10. Let me drag it until, yeah, no, one more. It is all 3, but I don't want 3. I want a series, fill series. Then why did it happen? Just a second. Give me a sec. Yeah, so from 1 to 10, I've got numbers and I want to find the sum of it, the total of it I want. I can do one thing, maybe if I don't know about the functions, how to use functions, or I'm unaware of what functions Excel is supporting, I will go something like equal to 1 plus 2 and so on, right? That's what I'll do now. 1 is available in cell I2. I is the column and 1 is your row. Okay, that's what you're seeing here. I1 plus I2. Say, let me even 1 minute. Let's not have such a big one. Let's delete all of them. Let me say just have got 2 numbers. If I want the total, I would start off with equal to 1 plus.
Ma'am, sorry to bother. If
Yes.
you drag the entire value, the one slide will be open, right? The entire small box. I can't. What should I do?
Yes. You want me to do it again?
And if you drag the entire value, after that the small box will be open, right? At the right
Yes.
corner. The box is not visible for me. What should I do?
1 minute. See here. Can you, when you're to the right hand corner of a particular cell which has got a value, are you able to see that plus sign? First thing.
Yeah.
Now hold your left mouse of your, left click of your mouse and drag it to the desired cell. Once you do that, you are going to get it. See, if you're saying that you're not unable to see this, means you would have come out of it. This is not selected or something. If you want to see it, that you're actually wanting to see, means you should have this got selected, and then if you come here, you will be able to open it. Yes, no?
Yeah, ma'am, I have to try it. 1 second.
Okay. Fine, no issues. Now, so if you see here, this particular cell has got value 1. I'm seeing it in the formula bar. Second cell has got value 2. And your third one is got the total of the 2, which is 1 plus 2 is 3. Okay, but instead of that, it has just come off as I1 and I2. Why? Because 1 is available in cell I1. Now, what is, you might be thinking why she is telling I1 and I2 and all. Now, I1 is nothing but the cell address of value 1. Say, if I click here, the place where the text CELL is written, it's there in G4 cell, G column and 4. Okay, can you see here? This is the cell address. This is called a name box. You need not memorize it, because as and when I am hovering my mouse over there, I can see the name of that particular area. Here it says as formula bar. Here it tells me as name box. Okay. Name box is going to give me a particular cell address, whichever cell I am in. Say even if it's an empty cell, now it shows me as E8. So cell address or cell reference, it's called the cell reference also. It's nothing but a combination of your column, alphabet and your row number. I am currently in E8, which means we are in column E and 8th row. Is that okay? Yes, no?
Ma'am,
Yes,
ma'am, I
ma'am.
have to try, but it doesn't come. Can I show my screen?
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, that's okay. Should I stop sharing, sir? I just stop sharing. If you are showing, share the entire screen.
Ma'am, it's visible?
Can you maximize it, please? Okay.
Yeah, I can try.
Yeah, go ahead.
Can you see that, ma'am?
But it is getting done automatically.
Yeah, the dialog box, it doesn't come, right? The end of the value. Oh, I'm sorry to bother.
Is it 365 you are using?
Yeah, ma'am.
Trial version, huh?
I don't think so, ma'am. Yeah, I think so. That's a trial
It
version.
has to be a trial version because, yeah, okay, that's okay, not a problem. Mm-hmm. Okay. Quite strange. Give me a minute. Just let me see. Mm-hmm. Hold on, boss. You stop sharing.
Sorry, ma'am.
Hmm. Can you give me control? I'm just taking the control of yours. I'm just requesting you. Can you say okay?
Can you access, ma'am?
I believe so, yes. Drag outside selection to extend series or fill. Drag inside to clear. Like this. Okay. Mm. Feature is locked. You won't be able to use this for further thing, Akhil. Problem
Okay.
is, if you see here, lots of them are with this kind of a shading, right? Those
Okay.
features are locked, sir.
Okay.
Why
Okay.
I was intending, say, suppose you don't get this particular dialog box in between, in here, I can go to the fill over here. Maybe I just think like your if this particular fill option, whatever you're seeing as a dialog box here, it's nothing but the fill options. Either could
Okay.
be a copy series or just copy the cell, like fill series or copy cells. It's part of this particular menu, fill menu, and it's not, it's in your locked position, like lock status.
Okay.
Do you get my point?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. I'll give it a, you can stop sharing. If you just unlock that particular feature, now this should come off, boss.
Okay, ma'am. I give my access to you. Once you cancel it, then I use it, ma'am.
I'll stop. You can take it control back. I
Yeah.
stopped. Okay. Just give it a try and let me know later. Okay.
Sure.
We'll continue as of now. And we'll see. I don't have 365, but if say, let me see, I can catch hold of it. I do have a feeling. See here, this allows me to open, right? I do have access for this. It doesn't have this kind of a grayed out structure or any kind of those like a dashed one. It doesn't show me, right? You get my point?
Sorry.
See, when I come here for the fill, it very much allows me to check the options. It expands the particular menu. Do you get my point? But there in your
Yeah. Yeah.
particular version that you are using, the trial version of the 365, I guess, it wasn't even opening. It says you have to unlock that particular feature. Am I right?
Yeah.
That
That's the
could be
thing. I
one of the
have to
reason
pay,
you
right?
are not seeing that particular dialog box. That's
Yeah.
more.
The only way is to I have to pay, right?
See that if you have that unlock option, boss.
Yeah. I have to try, but it doesn't come. I have to try afterwards, ma'am.
Yeah, try it off later. Okay. Even the conditional formatting, which is one of the important topics in Excel, that was also grayed out for you. For
Yeah. I have
that
to try
also you have to
and
go
get
for
it.
the unlock thing.
Yes, ma'am. Without buying, we can't access those things. I was told this thing yesterday, ma'am. Because I tried
Hmm.
watching YouTube and learned few days back. That time I
Hmm.
couldn't use most of the shortcut keys and most of the options. Uh, only
See, you
ways
don't need to have.
to
Yesterday also you were telling, I remember, ma Anbu, like here
yes, ma'am.
for every other option you don't need a shortcut key. Okay, shortcut key. I'm not saying shortcut key is not important. I'm not talking about, but yes, for him when he showed Akil, many of the options like maybe at your end you might be able to at least expand that particular menu. For him, that menu won't even open because it's in locked mode. Do you get the point?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. That's what I'm saying yesterday. Not only shortcuts, most of the options in the ribbon also we
The
can't
baby
access.
that in that case you are using the trial version of the 365. But I'm amazed
Yes.
how the 365 is coming out because I remember when I bought my laptop, few that first 1 month I had the free trial version. I wasn't locked off with any of those things. I was very much able to view it. I don't know with the current one what's the case. Maybe. Hmm. Is there a way to check now? Not really. Okay, no issues. Just have a look at it. Just remind me, put a message onto our WhatsApp now. I'll remember to see this and get back to you on tomorrow. I really forgot about it. So can you just, once the class is over, can you drop a message, please? Any one of you?
Yes, sure, ma'am.
Hmm? But did you try somewhere like the suggestion I gave you? Did you try at a nearby computer store? Did you try?
No, ma'am. But I try to download it by using some link or seeing YouTube. I tried those things. It doesn't work.
Okay, let me see. Let me see. Just drop in a message, ma, so that I'll remember to see and get back with a solution.
Yeah,
Okay?
yeah. Okay, ma'am.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. Now, as I told you, okay, where were we? Yeah, so a particular cell can have, like, it can be an empty cell. The where my current, the cursor is currently placed now, it could be an empty cell. It is an empty cell as of now, and the cell address or the cell reference of this empty cell is nothing but H2, column H, and 2, like as of now it's in 8th, yeah, H3, H column and third row. I can just find out what is my current cell address from here, from the name box, H3, and so on. It could be empty, it could have a text value, it could have a numerical value, it could also have a formula. Okay, this is nothing but a formula. Or okay, let me do a control Z. Let me come here. Equal to, I can even have a function. Some SUM is the default function in Excel. Nothing but it's going to add up all the numbers within mentioned within that particular sum. Like I open, like after equal to SUM, I open my brackets and just mention the range of cells where my the set of numbers is being available, which is there from J1 to J8. Okay, I close my bracket and I'll get the answer. So a cell can even have a particular function also. Okay, see, both of this are going to do the same job. Here also I am adding up the numbers, and here also I'm adding up the numbers. But there's a small difference between the two. This is called a function, a predefined function from Excel library. But here, this is something I am writing manually, right? I'm doing I1 plus I2, or equal, even I could have done 1 plus 2. That would also work. Instead of writing manually that particular numbers like 1 and 2, I had used the cell address or the cell references where my particular values are available. That's the only difference. So if at all, there's a common question generally asked in Excel, what is the difference between a formula and a function? Okay, one common thing is both of them, like whether it's a formula or a function, you would have to start with an equal to sign. Only then Excel will understand that yes, the user is about to enter a formula or a function. But the difference is here function is a predefined one. But here this is something you are manually writing it. Do you get my point, all of you? The difference between a formula and a function?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Yes.
ma'am.
Okay. Now, coming over here, we'll talk about how many, I'll come to that area. Okay, something is coming up in my mind. But as in, if I look on to this particular page or the empty sheet in front of me, not entirely empty. Yes, there are some values here and there. Now, you are seeing two sheets. Now, whenever you open a particular blank workbook, how many sheets you really want to include in a particular blank workbook, you can control that. As in, if you see here to the top, I can see these are called tabs, T-A-B, okay, tabs, file tab, home tab, insert, page layout, and so on. And in each tab is a collection of ribbons. This whole is one ribbon. This is called a clipboard ribbon. This is your font ribbon. See, clipboard ribbon has got all those cut, paste, copy, paste. We would have all come across cut, paste, copy, paste. Any time of the, like maybe in our, like at the workplace means definitely you're going to know what is a cut, paste and copy, paste. If not, at least somewhere you would have heard. Okay. Just copying the contents from one cell to another. That's the most basic one, copying and cutting. I'll tell you what it, maybe we'll go through it more of it. font, as in I can really control how that particular writing or the value, the content of my cell, how it is really getting displayed. As of now, if I come here, the font is particular style is, I can really change the style if I want. What's the size of that particular content that is available in the cell, I can control it. Okay, whether I want it in bold, I want it in italics, like a bit of slanting and all, I can control. If I want some coloring, as of now by default it's black, the writing is in black, I can change it, I can change it to red also. So all of those font and all in a particular ribbon. Alignment in one ribbon, you can see here. Number is like a number formatting, it's called a number formatting, nothing but the various data types that are being supported by Excel. Just listen to it, I will go through each of these ribbons, don't worry. Since today is the first class, just get acquainted with Excel. Okay, you have your styles, you can format a particular table. I can the yes, in Excel there are two terminologies which you will be using, which you will be hearing quite often. If I talk here, in this particular last one, the values, the total value is 36, and what's the formula or the function behind it is SUM. Within SUM, I have, like within brackets, in that particular function SUM, I have mentioned a particular range of cells. That is, range of cells means my values are there from J1 to J8. That's called a range of cells. Okay, a better format or better representation of this particular range of cells is called a table. It has got some advanced features. Now, if you are getting confused as to what is a range of cell means, a single cell, okay, it's just we are there in F2, but more than one cells together, okay, adjacent cells together, not like one cell here, one cell there, no, not like that. A adjacent collection of cells or the neighboring cells need not be need not be like in top to bottom fashion. I can even have it over here also. These four set of cells, the neighboring cells across a row, is also a range of cells. So more than one adjoining or neighboring cells together is a range of cells. Say suppose these two, just these two, I1 and J1, these two also I can refer to them as a range of cells. You get my point? What's the range of cells? Yes.
Yes,
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So that is the whole thing. Now, okay. I told you we can really, like, each of these ribbons has got some features included, which I can really work upon. Like I can, using conditional formatting, if I've got some sales data, I can highlight some specific points. Okay, like I can, this particular fill option is very much there. Say suppose Akhil was saying he doesn't get it, that's okay, let it be there. We'll find a way, but I do still have a feeling that this particular fill or conditional formatting, all those are grayed out for you. That's the reason it's not coming up. That particular right hand corner, that's dialog box is not really coming up. Now in here we do have this option of fill the series, right? If I don't have this, I can very well come to this fill and just go in for series. I can mention, okay, linear, step value 1, all this all okay. This is also going to serve the purpose. So meaning to say, why I'm just showing you this is, in each tab we have got good number of collection of ribbons. Each ribbon is dedicated for a particular kind of feature which we can apply in Excel. Okay, we are going to go through each of them. Okay, now that is one part. It's a collection of ribbons, and the collection of ribbons is one tab. All good. Now you do have at the top, if you see, you have something called save button. Okay, if I do something here, like if we open an empty one, not only this application, any application, if you open, you're modifying that particular empty one, you're putting some data in your like some data entry you're doing. After doing, you would be wanting to do an save option, right? I can very well come here, I can provide a name, which location I want to get it saved, and all done. The latest version of Excel, the file extension is .xlsx. That's the file extension. Okay. Earlier ones and all was XLS. Sorry, .xls. Okay. Now that's one thing. And after you have in your, like to the left hand side, you have something, I mean, just nearby to your save, you have something called your auto save. This is complete entirely related to my OneDrive. Okay, say suppose if I click this, as of now it's the button is switch is off. If I switch it on, the moment we save this particular file, this particular Excel workbook, it will get automatically loaded onto my OneDrive. OneDrive is the cloud based one, no? It will get loaded over there. Anyway, let's not go deep into it, but that's the auto save option for me. As of now, I kept it off. Now, this whole set of it which you are seeing, it's nothing but your quick access toolbar. You're seeing something, a small drop down, huh? I can open it. See, only few options are in check mode. The ones which are in check mode, all of those are really appearing over here. Even this auto save is also part of it only. If I just switch it off, I'm not going to see it. Now, what is this quick access toolbar is something like, we do have your favorites, right? Or maybe if you are using a web page or not even a web page, let me put like your IE you're using or your Mozilla you're using, which some particular pages you would be visiting quite often, right? You can even just pin it as a favorite, right? Or maybe the recent ones, whatever. Favorites, as in, why do we even pin a particular web page as favorites? Is I next time I'll just click on that favorites list and the whole thing will get happen. I can open that web page without even typing it or something. I can just use it. Now, sure, these are nothing but shortcuts. Say suppose, yes, I am going to use the save option every now and then. I'll be using it. I can very much have it over here. Auto save, I showed you. I just told you what is it all about. And what are the rest of them? New, like every now and then, or maybe I might even want to open a existing workbook. Maybe I worked on some particular workbook, or just say, uh, just like the, I mean, the we do have this Google Drive where I'm keeping all the data or the Excel files which we are going to refer on a daily basis, right? So if I want to, and all of those Excel files are or Excel workbooks are very much on to my local machine. If I want to open that, okay, there is a roundabout way. I go to that file option or the file tab. I can come here and say open. I can just browse with browse to the location of my particular or the particular folder. I can open it and open that Excel file. I can do that. But if say suppose I do have a small shortcut at the top, it will really help me. See this open. It will make my job really faster. Okay. Similar way, if I want to open a new workbook, I would have to come here to the file menu and then go for a blank workbook. Okay. Instead of that, if I have a small icon at the top in that quick access toolbar, that's the reason I've added it. See here, this is a new one. If I click on it, it's going to open it. So quick access toolbar is kind of doing your works really faster. Okay. And especially the actions or the ones which you are going to use quite often, I have added it over there. You can very well customize this. Okay. You can customize it. Okay. But two more are there. We have talked about these four. Two more are there, which is your undo and redo. Definitely. Say, suppose I have written something like I'm in a bit of a hurry or not even a hurry. I'm just working by mistake. Maybe I have typed up something wrong, something error I have done. I just want to erase it in a way. I want to just undo that particular action. The famous shortcut is your Control Z from your keyboard. You can do that, or else I have this particular shortcut very much available here. See, undo typing. Okay. Similar way, redo. Say suppose I have some text very much written onto any of my cells. By mistake, I have deleted it. If I do the redo, it will be appearing back. Okay, that's your undo and redo. So this whole of my quick access toolbar is you can really customize and keep the ones which you are going to use quite often. Many of the places people do send your data onto email, maybe to your stakeholder or your manager on a daily basis or on a weekly basis. I can have this email very much available. But then, yes, you should have conf your desktop, the uh, office laptop or office machine should be, if you're using your office laptop or machine, yes, your email will be very much configured, like Outlook will be very much configured. Then no issue, I can just use this one. Like say suppose I do have this, if I click on it, my Outlook is going to open. I can very well attach the current file that I'm working to that, and my job is done. Say suppose anyone is going for any kind of a print, or maybe you are wanting for a print preview and print, you can very well go here. Okay, easy shortcuts is that nothing but your quick access toolbar. Is that okay? You're able to follow?
Yeah, ma'am.
Yes. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
By default, Excel, whenever it opens a blank workbook, it will by default given like book one, book two. The for any particular like yeah, first I opened a one which was named as book one, next one as book two. I can always like we can rename it. We can whenever we save it, the first time we are going to give some specific name, right? That will be overridden here. Okay, now that's there. Now here I am seeing a empty workbook only I've opened, but I am seeing there are two sheets here. I can even make one sheet also. How? I'll go to the file. These options like save, save as and all, okay. Print also, I guess I need not really explain to you all. Uh, okay, some things, few things I'll definitely talk about. Say this particular account. Okay, if I go to this particular account in the file menu, I can see which particular version I'm really using. Okay, I can know that very well. Okay, then say suppose if I print, I guess many of even if you are a college student or you are a working professional, everyone talks about print. You all know that. I need not explain. Save and save as. Save as is for the first time, or maybe if you want to rename it, rename is directly you people might do it, but save as is for the first time, and for every other subsequent times, it's just your save. Okay, new open and all. Okay, new is going to open a blank workbook. Okay, I can open I can open a blank workbook or a new workbook. Open is something existing one is there. I can pick up like I do have for the OneDrive also. I can open from there, or the ones existing in my local machine. I can open that. Home is going to have everything like it has got a new one. You have the list of the ones which are recently working. Every other thing is there. But one more thing, since you have just started off with Excel, I'll give you some tip here. You are seeing some template. These are called templates. Okay, templates as in say suppose if I open this, it's a monthly budget personal monthly budget template. If I go ahead for create, it's going to give me a template. These numbers are just like a um, not the exact numbers, just an example it has given up. You people can very well use this particular template to enter your own house budget, the personal monthly budget that your parents or yourself you are going to set on a monthly basis, as to where are from your income, as in if you're working you're going to get a monthly income, your salary. Okay, maybe if you are working as a freelancer, you might get it from the freelancing area, you might get it. So you have your incomes and you have in your expenses as well. Expenses can be different categories. Like yesterday also I was talking about it. Your phone bill, your medical bill, your gas bill, electricity bill, right? If you're if you're owning a house, you're on a house rent, or maybe you have you're paying the rent, you'll be having a monthly EMI. That's also one of the expenses, right? So you can have a variety of it, like even when you're going out, you're going to dine out, maybe you're buying groceries. Okay, so for each and every purpose, you're going to have some expense. So you can really manage your monthly budget, your income and expenses. This is just one of the template. Not that you always have to follow this, but then whenever you are free, explore this. What is it that they have given? Maybe after 1 week, I'll just suggest you. Maybe like as in you can see all the options that have been given. It's not very rocket science. You can just go to it. See, they have these two of them, the C5 and C6 only, they have added up and it has come up with the sum. What's the balance, projected balance, like the target one? What you have really the month end, how much balances you're really having? What's the difference between the two? And so on. Like a good number of options, categories are being really given in terms like in your income category and your expense category. Okay. So you can use this for your monthly budget. Likewise, 1 minute. You have various others also. You have your inventory list, you have your meal planner, so on. Even if you go for the more templates, you are going to get a good number of it. Balance sheet is there, academic calendar is there, home inventory, book collection list. It gives you, like, if you open, if you keep exploring these each and every this templates, you will come across a lot of functions. You can learn a lot. Is that okay? You're able to follow me what I'm trying to say? Even people
Yes.
do have your to-do list here. They have your Gantt chart. Lots of things are really there. You can use any of these templates. Okay. So home, new, open, share is something you're going to share it. Like if I load it onto my OneDrive, from there I can very much share it onto my from OneDrive. It's a cloud-based area, no? So from there I can very well share it with my colleague or my manager or my senior or my customer or my stakeholder. Okay, that's all about sharing. Now, get add-ins. Yes, there are some add-ins. If you want, you can add in. You can really get it. Okay, say suppose mm, ones that you might really use as and when you are really required to. Say you have this Power Automate. There is something called Power Automate with Excel. You can really automate your jobs with the help of, say, suppose you have something, you are dealing with some sales data or yeah, sales data, and it gets maybe new data comes off after every week. Maybe every Friday you're getting the new data. So you might want to refresh, not that you might, you are going to refresh your current data with the new data, and then you might load it onto a particular cloud location where everyone is going to able to access that particular file. That particular like refreshing the data, you can use a Power Automate option. Just a small like okay, maybe if we when we are using an Excel, like if you are Excel user or any other BI tool like user, you would know what is the procedure for refreshing and all those things. You might know, but the customer with whom you are really sharing, he might not know all these options. So if you have some small button over here which is going to do the job for me, then very good, right? The person who is going to view your report, who is going to consume your report, you just have to click that button and that job at the background when process is going to run some repetitive task, it's just going to automate that whole process. Instead of you doing it every other time, like you repeating your manual work, Power Automate you can use to just reduce your manual work. Okay, that's one of the thing add in. Okay, info, as in you have like say suppose what is the file size, okay, when it was created, when it was printed, or maybe when it was modified, who is the owner or the author, all those things you'll get. Size, as of now we have not saved it, so I'm not able to see the size. Once it gets saved, you'll be seeing the bytes of data, how much bytes of data you will be really seeing it. Is there any version that we are maintaining for this particular workbook? If yes, I'll get the version history. If this particular workbook is protected, maybe it has got some confidential data. In that case, I would like to protect that particular workbook with a password. I can do it over here. Okay, we'll come to that, but yes, protection is there. One particular class itself I have for protection. So I can really handle that. Save and save as I told you. Save any changes, you're going to save it. Save as for the first time. Print, we did see it here. Okay. Then export. Just like we do import, like import is something like, say, suppose I have I am being given a PDF file or maybe a notepad I'm given with my data. I have to load or import the notepad data onto my Excel. I can do that. Similar ways, I can really export the data from my end, that is from Excel to others. I can do that. Okay, that's what is export. Close is just going to close the application. It has closed that application. Okay, I'll open one again. So I did see over here account, as in I told you, my own, like my user information and all will be over here. It's my personal laptop. Then yes, I do have my accounts and all set up. My user information is very much over here. And which is the version of the product which version of my Excel product I'm using, it's very much shown over here. Okay. And the last one is your options. These are basically your settings. In our mobile, we do have settings, right? We can adjust the volume. I can really set it off to a particular volume. I can set the ringtone. I can set a particular theme, a background. All of those settings I do in my mobile, right? We all do it on a daily basis, or once in a while we all do it. And we also have in settings, I can really control, say suppose I click a particular picture, where is the save location of that particular picture, I can really control. If I just leave it with a default location, it's going to get saved in your internal memory. But if I don't want to flood my internal memory with pictures, I might even change the save location to, maybe if I'm having a small SD card in my mobile, I can change the save location there, right? With the help of the settings option, I can do that, right? Have you all done? Definitely, you all have done, right? Yes, no? Yes. So same way, Excel also has got some settings. That is nothing but the options over here. Okay. We will discuss a few of them over here. Ones that are really necessary for us to know. Now here, when creating new workbooks, body font, Calibri is the body font. That's the default style. Size is 16. I am seeing here 16. Yeah. There's something called a normal view. I'll come to it. What is a normal view? There are actually three views. Normal view is this grid structure, which we are going to be there in this normal view for 99% of the time. Only when I want to print a particular report or particular sheet of data I want to print, I will go to these two layouts, my page layout and my page break preview, or else we will be maximized. As I told you, 99% of the time we'll be in the normal view only. Normal view is this grid structure. This is the only view where I can input, I can do the manipulations, all of those things. This page layout and all, we can add headers and footers. We'll come to that a bit later, not now. But since we are in this options, I'm just mentioning them. That is the default view. If you want to change them, you are very well to go it. You can do that. Here in this, the fourth option, it says include this many sheets. Here it's two, right? That's the reason you're seeing two sheets. If I change it to one and say okay, you might tell me that there is no change here. Yes, there is no change. Let me close this. Let me open a new one. Now it's just one sheet. Yes? No? Did you see it?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So from this, include this many sheets means when creating new workbooks, please include just one sheet. That's what I did. Earlier it was two. I have changed it to one. Okay, all good. Um, hmm. Okay. Here, nothing much of it. Formulas. Okay. Formulas as in the default option really tells me, say for example, I'll come off with, wait. We did come with a have your sum, right? The total of it. I can even show an average also. See, I start any, again, I'm repeating any formula or function that you are going to enter onto an empty cell. Please start off with the equal to sign. Only then Excel will understand that the user is about to, like whatever is being followed after that equal to sign, it's some kind of a calculation or manipulation it's supposed to do. That you are writing a formula, you are entering a function. Let me try to find out the average of these 8 numbers. So AVE. I am getting some suggestions, right? And now I need not complete my average thing. I don't need not write AVERAG. I need not write it. The first 3 letters or maybe the first 2 letters is also enough. A is going to give me a big list. If I do AV, a shorter list. Now with the help of my arrows in my keyboard, I'm going to shift to the second one. Second one is the average function. Now after highlighting the second one with my arrows in the keyboard, I'm just going to press tab. Kind of an auto complete, right? So this is possible. All of this you can really write it. And inside I've just mentioned the range, close my bracket, I'm going to get the average. Now in here, if I go back to that area, formulas, see formula auto complete, that's what it means. Now rest of it, if I tell as of now everything today, you might get confused. Small thing I'll tell you, which is quite relevant of you to really remember, even without knowing much background about Excel. So here workbook calculation says as automatic. Why automatic? I'll just show you in a second. Now, let me make it sum again. I'll remove the average. I go back to sum. Sum is the default function. That's 36. So from 1 to 8, like 1 to 8, now 8 numbers I have added up. I got the value as 36. Okay. Let me change this 8 or let me change the 8 to 10. So if I change 8 to 10, my total should be 38, right? I have increased the value by 2, right? So I should get this 36 to 38. It has got done automatically, right? That's the reason being that workbook calculation is automatic. If I come to the formulas tab, you have something in calculation option as automatic. The same thing only you saw it in settings over there or the options over there. If I change this to manual, now say suppose I go back to 8 and I hit enter, there is no change. Ideally it should have changed to 36. But since my calculation option is manual, I would have to do a manual thing now. What? I would have to come here to my formula bar. I have to click on to that particular function just nearby it. I've just clicked on my particular pointer or my mouse cursor, whichever word you want to use, and then hit enter. Now only it shows me 36. Ideally, no one will want the manual thing to do. Everyone wants a automated one, right? Do you understand what's the difference between the two? If it's a manual means whatever changes are being done to the input data, the output won't be updated or modified automatically. I would have to do something. Like I would have to go to the formula bar, click on it, hit enter. But if it's an automatic, I don't have to worry. Any changes to my input data, the output will be reflected automatically. Do you get my point? Yes, no? Yes.
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 So that's the settings. See, Excel, I'll say Excel is a really friendly tool. It really understands the mind of ours. We do want, and it just really eases our job. Just think of it. If the default option had been manual, I would have to do that manual effort to like see the changes in my output with some changes in my input. I have to do that manually. But since the default option is automatic, my job is much easier, right? We didn't know, we would have just okay thought ki if it had been automatic it would have been so good. But Excel is really good. It has done the work on its own previous settings itself. Default is your automatic calculation. Okay, that's for your formulas. Two things, these two main things we all really have to worry about. Okay. And this one particular thing, even if you don't know it, it's all okay, but I'll just mention it. Here, with each cell reference, we do say, I did tell in the starting of the class, like your cell reference or your cell address is nothing but a combination of your column alphabet and row number. I can have a different combination also, as in to say, my columns have got the namings in alphabets and my rows in numbers, right? If I don't want that, if I select this and say okay, see both of them are 1 and 2. Even my row is also in numbers and columns are also in numbers, but my cell reference as of now, the 38 value is only highlighted now. It says me R9C10, like R9 and C10. Instead of, I will suggest instead of this, other one is much better, because we will have set our mind like alphabets means now columns and numbers means rows. But this is kind of bit of confusing, like how to really see which one is your column, which one is your row. You might get maybe in a work stress or something, you might even forget which is your column and row. Okay, that's the basic setting, but then you don't have to worry. It's not there by default. I just showed you that this particular option is very much available to us. It's generally an unchecked option only. Okay, guys. Okay. Few more are there. Like here, if you come to the data, not really. You don't have to worry much about this area. Proofing also not. Save. This is the look, the file format or the file extension, and this is my like auto recovers. There is something area, na? Like if it was some might happen that unexpectedly the file that I'm really working off, it gets closed or shut down. So at that time, the recovery file, the system really works upon the auto recovery of that file. And where, if I have to know where is that particular auto recovery location of the folder, this is that area, the temporary location or temporary folder. And your local file where it gets saved and all, yes, this you can always change this also. Okay. So all these are there. All good. Language, yeah, it's your English only. The United States, just it's there by default in my system. Accessibility, not much, you don't need it. Advanced, okay. I need to really talk about on this. This, I guess, I'll talk after I come here to all those three types of views. I'll come here to for a particular option that you might really select for your changes. Okay, but then small things I'll just tell and we'll stop for today. See this quick access toolbar, the one which I did talk about in the starting, right? This customization, the same customization, I'm seeing it over here also. Whatever options I did select here, all those have got included. This email and print preview I included there. These two, I am seeing it over here also. So whatever changes I have done there, it's getting reflected over here. You can do the customization from here also. Okay, what is this customized ribbon? Now, customized ribbon as in we are in formulas tab, right? So yes, see, since we are in the formulas tab in our Excel workbook, the formulas tab or the tab only has got expanded. Okay, that's in the rest all are in the collapse mode. See, functions library is this particular ribbon. And all of the functions that or the icons that I'm seeing, those only are available here. If you have some specific customization, if you don't want to see maybe Say suppose you are using a particular type, a category of functions quite often, you can use it. Or maybe if you do want to do some customization, maybe like you want to remove something you're not using quite often, you can remove it from here also. You can do that. Just select one. Say if I come here, see, you would have to do that. You just have to remove it. Okay, you can do that, but I would suggest don't play with it. Just as of now, whatever the functions that you're seeing, functions or any ribbon thing that you're really seeing, you are very much good to go. You will be using them. They are for your help only. So I will suggest don't play with it. Okay, but then yes, we all need to know the knowledge about it, right? If somebody asks, how can you really go ahead for some customization? If at all I do want to add something over here, say for example, my home tab, this add-ins, maybe you people are not seeing at your end. Maybe it is there, maybe it is not there. So if I want to add some ribbon to any particular tab, I can go there for that customize option. Customize ribbons, I just showed you now, na? I can go there and add it anywhere I want. Okay. And if at all any tab is generally, if it's not there, I do have seen general that this particular developer tab is generally, if it's not there or any tab, I can add it or remove it. I can do that. Say suppose I uncheck this option. I say, okay, my developer tab is gone. If I come back to this options, I come to this customized ribbon, I switch, just check that particular option and say, okay, my developer tab is back. Okay. Likewise, I can do the customization. I just showed you, you have that option. But as a beginner, I'll say, please don't play with that. Okay, so we have seen customization ribbon, quick access toolbar I've discussed. Something there with the advanced, as I told you, I Akhil, can you just see one thing, boss? Are you there? You're still there or you logged off?
Yeah, I'm there.
You're there. In the advanced Excel options, advanced, are you seeing all of this as in tick mode? Just have a look at it now. Because see here, enable the fill handle and cell drag and drop. All of this is there. So can you really see, like maybe after the class, if you want, I can just send a screenshot of this.